Hi, my name is Ashley. I'm going to be your nurse today. Can you tell me your name?
Ashley,
And how old are you?
29.
Okay, so today you're just in for a peripheral vascular musculoskeletal neuro assessment. Do you have any questions before we get started?
No.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to check for range of motion in your neck. So I need you to look down, look all the way back, look back towards me, and turn your head to both sides. And now roll your head. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to check for the muscle strength in your neck, which is cranial nerve number 11, which is your spinal accessory. So what I need you to do is I need you to push against my hand on this side, push against my hand on this side, and raise your shoulders up. Perfect. So now that we have done that, we're going to move to your upper extremities, and I'm just going to look at your skin. I'm going to make sure that it's dry and it's warm, which it is. I'm going to check for your hair distribution. I'm going to check for the turgor in your hands. You have good turgor on both hands. I'm going to move down to your nail beds. They are clean and intact. Your capillary refill is less than 2 seconds. I need you to grab my fingers, squeeze them. Perfect. Now while we're here, we're going to check for your pulses. Okay, so this is your radial pulses and your brachial pulses, okay? So now that we have done that, we are going to check for range of motion in your upper extremity. So the first thing I need you to do is roll your shoulders, okay? I need you to put your arms out. I need you to roll your arms, okay? Bring them in. I need you to do your elbows, all right? I need you to do your wrist and your fingers. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to check for the strength of your upper extremity. So I need you to put your arms up like this, push against me, pull, push in towards me, and push out. Perfect. So now that we have done that for your upper extremities, I'm going to be checking your lower extremities. So I need you to lay down for me. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at your legs to make sure they are symmetrical with each other, which they are. I'm going to check your skin to make sure it's dry and warm. It is. I'm going to be, I don't see any varicose veins anywhere. When I palpate, I don't see any edema. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to check your peripheral pulses in your lower extremities. So we're going to start with your femoral pulses. We're going to go underneath your knees for your popliteal pulses. We're going to go to the inside of your feet, which is your posterior tibia. And then we're going to do your dorsalis pedis pulses. Okay? So now that we've done that, we need to do what's called a heel to shin neuro check. So I want you to take the heel of this foot and bend it to your knee, and then slide down your leg. Okay? Then I want you to take the heel of this foot and bend it to your knee, and slide that down your leg. Perfect. So that checked for your hips and your knees. So we also need to check for your ankles. So roll your ankles for me, and now roll your toes for me. Awesome. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to do range of motion for your lower extremities. So I want you to bend at the knee, pull it towards your chest, pull it to the side, back in, and back down. Now on the other leg, I want you to bend at the knee, pull it towards your chest, go to the side, back in, and back down. Okay, and so now that we have done that, we want to check for muscle strength in your lower extremities. So I'm going to start up at the top. I want you to push, pull up, okay, and then I want you to push down, okay. Then I want you to pull in. I want you to push out, okay. We're going to go down to the bottom, pull up on your, right here to your ankles, okay. Then I want you to push down on my hands, okay, push in, and push my hands out. Perfect. Now I want you to push against my hands, and then I want you to push against my hands on the back. Okay? So now that we have done that, we want to check for what's called a Babinski reflex, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up and around, and up and around. Okay? So now that we have finished that, I want you to sit up and sit on the side of the table, just like that. Okay? So we're gonna check what's called your patellar reflex, okay? Perfect, okay? So now I'm gonna do another test. I'm gonna check for scoliosis. So what I want you to do is stand up off the table and turn towards that wall, okay? So first I'm just gonna inspect your shoulders, I'm gonna inspect your scapulas, and then I'm going to check the distribution between your elbows. I'm gonna check your iliac crest and your gluteal folds, okay? Now I also need you to bend over, and I'm just gonna go down the back to make sure that it's straight. Perfect. Now I'm gonna do one more test. I'm just gonna demonstrate this test. So turn this way for me and face that wall. So I'm gonna demonstrate a Romberg test, okay? So I just need you to put your hands out to the front, and I need you to close your eyes. I'm just gonna place my hands here and on the back, and I'm just checking for any swaying. Okay, you can open your eyes. You can have a seat on the table, and we're done with your assessment. Do you have any questions?
Nope.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to give a report on a 29-year-old female who came in for a peripheral vascular, a musculoskeletal, and a neuro assessment. So first we started with just doing range of motion in the neck. She had full range of motion in her neck. We then moved down to checking the muscle strength in her neck. We made her look down, we made her look back, we did each side, and then we moved down to her upper extremities. We checked for the skin, we made sure it was dry and warm. We checked for the skin turgor, her capillary refills were less than 2 seconds, her nail beds were intact. She had a good hand grip when we did it. We also palpated the radial pulse and the brachial pulse. And then we moved to the upper extremities range of motion. We made her move her shoulders, we made her move her arms, we did the elbows, we did the wrist, and we did the fingers. She had complete full range of motion in her upper extremities. We moved down to her lower extremities. She had good symmetrical posture. She had good hair distribution. We didn't notice any varicose veins in her legs. We didn't notice any edema. The skin was nice and dry and warm. We assessed her femoral pulses, her popliteal pulses, her posterior tibial pulse, and her dorsalis pedal pulses, and all were intact. We did range of motion on her lower extremities for the knee and the hips and the ankles and the toes. They all had good strength in her lower extremities. And then we also did a number of other tests. So we did what's called a Babinski test. That was negative. We did the heel to shin test. That was negative. Positive for patellar reflex. And we did a negative scoliosis test. We also demonstrated a Romberg test, which we just demonstrated. We had her stand up, close her eyes, and that was just to make sure that there was no swaying, and there was not.